Well, after revisiting two of my most favorite movies of all time, let alone my most favorite Christmas movies of all time, it's time to observe these two absolutely wondrous films around the holidays. With one, we have possibly one of the absolute best feel good movies of all time, Jingle All the Way. The other, we have the simply captivating Gremlins, a movie I love more than anything itself. And it goes to say that Gremlins never, ever, ever got its fucking time to shine again after Gremlins 2. Yeah, there's been little things here and there, but Gremlins was the most fascinating and captivating movie I ever seen. And to this day, every time I come back to it, I'm simply blown away by just how fucking cool it is. Jingle All the Way is such a heartwarming movie. I love it watching it around the Christmas. To me, it's one of the best Christmas movies because it just so perfectly captivates our insane society over Christmas. And Arnold is just an absolute beloved person. Plus, you get to see the iconic Phil Hartman as well as Sinbad, and there's just too many good things to really note about Jingle All the Way. Gremlins, on the other hand, to me is just an absolutely wicked scientific movie. You have the awesome professor who is studying and learning about these gremlins, as well as just Billy, who is a generally awesome character. And I can't believe how great of a performance this actor put into this. I mean, he is just, the whole thing is so brilliantly made. And I think the biggest thing about Gremlins is the Gremlins themselves. They're so awesome, and in a modern day setting, it would just be amazing where the Gremlins were taking pictures of phones of each other and developing into the social era of social media where you have Gremlins throwing phones at each other, and it could be an amazing Gremlins 3, but I don't know why the fuck these idiots haven't made it. Gremlins just speaks to how great practical effects look, and the puppetry in this is top notch and still holds up today. And just imagine the things that they could make with today's technology and puppetry to make almost realistic gremlins run around causing chaos. And it's not like Gremlins is actually a family friendly film. There are plenty of deaths in the movie. Roy Hansen gets killed by lethally injected through the ass. Sheriff Frank Riley killed. The lady who is launched out of the window by her chair device. There are plenty of gruesome and disturbing moments in the Gremlins, so it does not yield as a fucking family friendly film by any stretch of the imagination. Jingle All the Way, on the other hand, is like a quintessential family fucking film. I mean, people just light up to joy of Christmas throughout the whole film, and the Christmas iconography is just on point and on par. It truly is a hidden gem movie because I don't think that Jingle All the Way, despite Arnie's massive star power, was this huge thing. And maybe I'm outside myself thinking that this is potentially one of the best Christmas movies of all time, outside of The Grinch for me, which is just almost like a rite of passage of Christmas at this point. But Jingle All the Way is such a fucking awesome and heartwarming story that you almost have to watch it on Christmas Eve. I mean, it's so fucking good. The amazing Santa battle, Phil Hartman hitting on Arnie's wife, Arnie himself as a cheerful thing, and the incredible battle at the end that gives the kid just the day of his life. It's Jingle All the Way is like too much to fucking handle. It's just such a great movie, and every time you watch it, you leave away feeling amazing. Now, I'd implore them to make another Gremlins movie just simply for the fact that it would be amazing watching them cause chaos and havoc in the regular world and just expand upon the lore of Gremlins. You know, it was such a lost, treasured movie that, you know, like it's centered around Christmas, which makes it an epic Christmas movie, but in general, Gremlins is just too good to be true, and I wish that there were more Gremlins in the world, but sadly, that's the world we live in. And of course, Jingle All the Way got Jingle All the Way 2, starring Larry the Cable Guy, that I didn't even know existed, and probably many people did as well. And I don't know if Arnie would be in for it for another Jingle All the Way. I mean, certainly it would be amazing to see it go on into the mid-air, but it's a concise story. It's a story that wraps itself up. It's a Christmas classic. Jingle All the Way is just like its own perfect, amazing story. So yeah, Gremlins and Jingle All the Way are pretty much essential Christmas watches for me. One is an amazing, almost creature feature. The other is an incredibly charming and heartwarming Christmas tale that is extremely relevant today as it was back when it came out. And both movies have their pros and cons, but at the end of the day, for me, they rank upon some of the best movies ever made because they're charming. They're almost traditions for me. They're interesting. Every time you watch it, you get something new out of it. These are the classics. These are the best of the best. These are movies that were made to excite and entertain you. So this Christmas, if you look under your tree, there just might be a gremlin under there. Or that might be Arnold Schwarzenegger looking to knock a fucking reindeer out.